All right, shalom to the hopeful elect. First of all, I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation and blessing unto the hopeful elect, those who are waking up into the truth and are sincerely hastening the day that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, is going to send his son, Yahweh Shai, to deliver the elect of Israel while destroying our enemies. The true Israelites are you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as those who are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. It's not a black thing. It's not about the color of your skin, because many of our people will look like the different nations under the sun because we've been scattered everywhere. But if you've been given the gift of this truth and this faith through the names of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and your bloodline and lineage through your father's side, it goes back to the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, I'm the brother Ramak Yamyan from Great Millstone, Miami. And for the topic of this lesson, I want to harp on what happened. You had a member of ISUPK, or a supposed member. He had on the ISUPK garb and all of that stuff. He came up to the camp where the elders in Dallas were prophesying and preaching. And he came up and, after watching the video, if probably, if you probably have seen the video by now, he had no business even going up there, ultimately, because he didn't know anything. He didn't know what tribe St. John the Baptist was from. He didn't know basic things that you should know as far as someone who says that they believe in God, believe in the Bible, not just in knowing that you're an Israelite. Jake don't know shit, man. Jake don't know shit, and that is not an okay thing, because it tells us right here in Hosea chapter 4 verse 6, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So a lack of knowledge isn't something that you just brush over, or you feel like, oh, you ain't got to study, or you ain't got to know everything. All you got to do is know that you're an Israelite. That's not how it works. Because if you truly believe in this thing, you believe in what Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. For one, you got to know the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. If you ain't got that, then you're not reading the scriptures if you don't think that you're supposed to know the name of the Lord. But you got to know the names. But you just can't be, in a sense, in a state of where, okay, look, I know I'm an Israelite, I'm good. No, it's things that you need to know, and this truth, this knowledge, these words, these precepts, these breakdowns, what it does is it boosts and it cultivates your faith. You can't just say, oh, I got faith, I believe. Faith without works is dead, and the Lord wants you to seek him. The Lord wants you to spend your time, your free time, your leisure time, and learn of him. And if you lack in that knowledge, you will be destroyed. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. See how people reject knowledge, even those who know they're Israelites. Because the guy came up to the camp, and you see Elder Yashimamba, he in teaching mode. He getting ready to teach him, maybe even gain maybe he could turn from that from them false doctrines and that wickedness that's taught over there at ISUPK, that St. John the Baptist is not a man of the Lord. Convince the gainsayers. You know what I'm saying? So Elder Yashimamba is trying to teach him, but he rejected it. A lot of our people reject this knowledge. Now, it's all written, it's predestined, but the way it plays out, Jake, they reject this knowledge. Even those who know they're Israelites. Like, you clearly not reading the scriptures. Knowing you're an Israelite is not the end all be all, because if you read the scriptures, the Lord kills Israelites a whole bunch. He kills billions upon billions of Israelites throughout the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? So it says, let me read this again. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou should be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. And now people gonna find themselves caught up out there in Jacob's trouble, you know, because they ain't want to read and study about it. They ain't want to listen to the prophets. They rejected that knowledge. They're gonna find themselves out there with no help, no hope. The Lord's just gonna let his wrath just rain upon them and their children because they rejected knowledge. Look, man, knowing that you're an Israelite, that is a great stepping stone. At this point, a lot of Jake is familiar that they're Israelites, man. Wait till shit hit the fan. You're gonna even see it even more. But knowing you're an Israelite ain't everything. You gotta have the correct doctrine. You gotta be built up by this knowledge and this wisdom. The Lord wanna see you spending your time rather than just being on some nigga shit all the fucking time. Your ass sit down and read and study and try to learn of him so your faith could be boosted, so you could have wisdom, so you could understand the scriptures more and more. The scriptures aren't there just for you to just be like, oh, I ain't got to read them. It's just there. Why? They're there for you to read. You're an Israelite. You're supposed to be seeking the Most High. You know? Ain't no thing of oh my leaders they got the breakdowns and all I got to do is say I'm an Israelite. And pay my tithes and put on a t-shirt with fringes on the bottom of it. Ain't never got to study. Ain't never got to go into these words. They ain't never. That's degenerative. That's nigga shit. You know. 2 Chronicles 15:13. It says that whosoever will not seek the Lord God of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. You're supposed to be seeking the God of Israel, you know? And even these women gonna find out, you know? These women out here, look, man, they need to get with a man of the Lord, you know? Who could guide them and teach them, you know? Who be with a man of the Lord, because the Lord's gonna guide his men in these last days, you know? But especially for you men, where it's your job, it's your duty to lead your household, it's your duty to be the foundation. You supposed to be in the scriptures. And for brothers in Great Millstone, it ain't no thing of, oh, the camp leader got, you know, the camp leaders and the heads and the officers, you know, they got the breakdowns. I'm just here, I just show up. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be built up in the word. Why searching the scriptures isn't one of your hobbies? You know, why isn't that one of your favorite things to do? Why isn't that something that you do with your free time consistently? You know? And it ain't like you got to read everything all the time, but if you continue to be consistent and work on it, just like you go to the gym and work on your muscles and you be consistent, you're going to grow. You have to study to show thyself approved. You know? And a lot of people gonna find themselves out there getting destroyed because they did not want to attend to these words. They did not want to really get into this relationship with their power. When you reading, when you spending your time reading, when the Lord see you, even knowing that we in this flesh, when we know how this flesh is, the flesh don't want to sit down and study. But when the Lord see you fight up against that, and you knock out reading a chapter here, and you read another chapter there, you read some verses here too, in between, you meditating about the scriptures, the Lord see you wanting to understand this, so you're gonna go into either the Greek or the Hebrew. You're gonna do some searches on Google. You're gonna look into the history because you want to know. You know, you want to know. That's what the Lord wants from you when it comes to Him. Shit. If your ass want to learn how to freaking play a video game good, you're gonna spend time and time again on 2K trying to get the shot right, trying to make it hit green so the shot could actually go in. Or if a chick or a woman you trying to get with her or something like that, hey, you gonna chop it up, you gonna text her. You know, see what she likes, see if you could take it here or there, see how you could work it out with your funds. The Lord wants you to see you make a way to spend time with wisdom consistently. That's supposed to be your wife. You know, this man speaking again on the video with the elders in Dallas and that ISUPK member or follower or whatever coming up. This man clearly doesn't have a relationship with wisdom. He just know that he an Israelite and he follows men who are going to lead him into a ditch. You wants to know these things. The apostles always said, look up everything they say. Don't just believe them. They say, look it up yourself. So you could be built up. So you could have the truth. You know? Read this again before I go to the next precept. 2 Chronicles 15:13. That whosoever will not seek the Lord God of Israel shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. That should move you to make sure that you're doing what? Seeking the Lord. Just because you know that you're an Israelite, you can find that you're an Israelite 10, 15, 5 years ago. And get you a t-shirt. Just because you put that t-shirt on with your fringes, does that mean that you seeking the Lord? When you're not studying, you're not going into the scriptures, you're not praying for wisdom, you're not trying to make sure that you get it right. You want to make sure that you get this right. As a matter of fact, we go to one of my favorite precepts. Revelation 3:10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. And when you go into the word for kept right here, it's the Greek word tereo, which means to attend to carefully, to guard. That's the way you're supposed to treat these words in these scriptures. You want to get it right. And because you're an Israelite, which is a good stepping stone to know, of course, you know, because you're an Israelite, this truth is open unto you. And lo, when you are the elect, it's going to reside with you. You know? It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, attending to this word carefully, these scriptures, and understanding that you got to suffer with Yahweh Shai. That's why you read. You all of this. You got to read. You got to read the history. You got to read the wisdom scriptures. You got to read the exhortations. You got to read the comfort scriptures. These things got to be on your mind. You got to be reading something. Studying for your own self, and watching some videos, some lessons from brothers, you know, consistently. You know, that's attending to it carefully. It says, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So if you attend to this word carefully, the Lord going to attend to you carefully. And again, the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is your treasure. And if you fear in the Lord, look, brothers who fear the Lord, you know, your ass is not finna just every day, your ass, go to work, come home, and you just don't study. You just never, you just day after day, just don't study. Don't seek the Lord. Don't try to learn more of him. The fear of the Lord won't allow you to just do that or be that way. The fear of the Lord makes you study. The fear of the Lord makes you want to get this right. And you got those who still questioning or you know, teaching other doctrines about the mark of the beast, that is not the implantable microchip. But if you continue to study, if you look into it, look into the Greek, go into the words, go into the current events and see what they got planned as far as the currency and all of that. You should be able to, even people in the world know that the mark of the beast is an implantable microchip. It's all on comment boards everywhere. Oh, that's the mark of the beast. But since niggas reject knowledge, the Lord reject them. And they're going to be destroyed. Since they want to play around with this truth. Because knowing that you're an Israelite in these last days, that is a beautiful thing. But if you mistreat it, and feel like, oh, I'm an Israelite and I can just show my ass. I know I'm an Israelite now and I ain't got to seek the Most High no more. I ain't got to know the scriptures. I could just be it, you know, an Israelite. That's not enough, bro. The Lord kills a lot of Israelites in the scriptures. And he about to kill a lot of Israelites in these last days. You want to be of the elect who the Lord is dealing with, man. Because look, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 28, it says, for the Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. The Most High loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. So you want to get wisdom, man. You want to get wisdom, which the wisdom is the correct application of this knowledge. Not just knowing this precept, but applying it to your life. When you read the accounts, you read the history, and you apply these things to your life, you learn from the lessons that we read in the scriptures, mistakes that men of the Lord did, or see how the Lord judged those who weren't men of the Lord, who didn't fear him. These things be on your mind, and it moves you. It helps you to endure, you know? Not just simple faith, oh, I just believe. And at the end of the day, hey, when Yahweh shall come, shall he find faith on earth? But right faith influences right living. All right, you receive the faith, but you want to continue to be cultivated. The Lord keep his spirit upon you and pour his spirit out upon you more. Be ravished with the love of wisdom, man. Love on wisdom. Make sure you read. Make sure you get your scriptures in, man. So you can be able to answer one who asks you for the faith that you have then. Oh, you got so much faith? Can you tell me about it? Can you explain it to me? You got so much faith. You saying this, that. All right, can you break it down, please? And people going to have questions. And another question, some people going to have questions on top of questions. Good questions. And you want to be able to answer that. If you got so much faith, why you ain't studying it? You know what I'm saying? You see? So yeah, man, the Lord loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. You know, the correct application of these scriptures, the correct application of this knowledge. And it builds you up, and the Lord pours out more of his spirit and more of his favor and more of his blessings upon you. If you see that you taking your time to keep your relationship right with your main wife, which is wisdom. You're supposed to love her. The Lord loves wisdom. You know? You're supposed to love wisdom, man. So, Lord willing, this is edifying. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace, love, and salutations to the whole elect. Kwame Yasharallah. Shalom.